Hey, how's it going, guys? We're gonna quickly go over linear functions. Just for a note, this is not something that you really need to worry about in terms of a test or a quiz. This is more of a review from Algebra 1. However, you are expected to already know how to do this, so I just wanted to give you a little refresher on linear functions. So linear functions, you're gonna see three different forms. The first one is standard form. This is 8x plus bx equals c. This is not something that we usually use. We don't really like this form, so if you do find a form that it's like that, make sure that you transform it into a slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, probably the most popular one. We love this form because it gives us vital information to be able to graph the function. So m in this case, hopefully you remember this is your slope, and also remember that your slope is in the form of rise over run. Okay, b is your y-intercept. Okay, so that is the slope-intercept form. The next one, or the last one, is the transformation or the HK form. It looks very complex, but it's actually not. Super easy to use, and we also really like this one. You're actually going to be working with transformation form throughout the whole year. So A, for a linear function, it's also your slope, and it's also in the form of y equals mx plus b. Your h and your k, when combined together, they make a point. In this case, we're gonna call it your special point, but later on, it's gonna have a name, or a more formal name. Anyways, I'm gonna show you how to graph it. So I see that I have two functions, one of them in slope-intercept form, the other one in HK form. I'm gonna show you how to do the first one and then the second one. So the first one, again, it's in slope-intercept form, which means that it's given me two pieces of information. The first one is 2 over 5, which I know is my slope, and it's already in the form of rise over run. It's also given me -4, which is my y-intercept. Cool. Now that I know that my y-intercept is gonna be my starting point. So I'm gonna go to my graph. I'm gonna start from 0, and I'm gonna go through my y-axis down to -4 and put a dot. So I know that that's my beginning point. To find the rest of the points, I'm gonna use my slope, which in this case is rise 2 over 5. So starting from my beginning point, I'm gonna go up 2 over 5, and there's my second point. If you want to be more accurate in terms of your drawing, you can also make another point. I see that there's no more space on the right side, but I can do it on the left side. So if you want to do it on the left side, make sure that you do the opposite of what you did. So instead of going up 2, you're going to go down 2, and instead of going 5 to the right, you're going to go 5 to the left. And there's your third point. Usually all you need is 2 points to be able to graph anything, but the more accurate, the better. So connect the dots, and there you go. There's your first function. The second one, as you can see, is in HK form. Let's see what kind of information it's given us. So again, I know that 3 is gonna be my slope. Notice that there's no number in the bottom, so I'm actually just gonna put it over 1. So there's my rise, and there's my run. Now, I know that 4 and 1 are going to be my special point. Here's the thing that you need to remember about HK forms. That symbol right there is actually going to switch or change every time you bring down the 4. So if it's positive, it's going to turn into a negative. If it's negative, it's going to turn into a positive. So when I bring this down, because it's positive, it's actually going to turn into -4. Now your K value, it's going to stay the same. If it's negative, it's negative. If it's positive, it's positive. So in this case, it's negative. So now I know that my special point is -4, comma, -1. Cool. So let's go ahead and graph it. I'm going to start with my special point so that it's -4 comma -1. So starting from 0, I'm going to go -4 on my x and then -1 on my y, which is right there. Oops. Right? So still -4 and then down 1. There's my beginning point. I know that my slope is going to be rise 3 over 1. So starting from that point, I'm going to go up 3 over 1, and there's my next point. Again, if you want to be more accurate, it seems like I have more space on the right, so I can actually keep going. So up 3 over 1. Cool. So now just connect the dots, and that should be a good, accurate representation of the two functions. So that is how you graph a linear function in slope-intercept form and transformation form.